ဒီနေ့ webinar ကနေပြီးတော့မှတဆင့် Women of the Future Award ဆုတွေရဲ့အရေးပါပုံနဲ့အမျိုးသမီးတွေအတွက်ရရှိနိုင်မဲ့အခွင့်အရေးတွေကိုပုံမသိရှိနိုင်မှာဖြစ်တယ်လို့ပဲ award ကိုလျှောက်ထားတဲ့နေရာမှာလိုအပ်တဲ့အချက်အလက်တွေနဲ့လက်တွေ့အသုံးဝင်စေမဲ့ tips တွေကိုလည်းသက်ဆိုင်ရာတာဝန်ရှိသူတွေက share လုပ်ပေးသွားမှာဖြစ်ပါတယ်ရှင်။ဒါအပြင် Women of the Future Award ရရှိထားသူတူဖြစ်တယ်လို့မိုးရဲ့ CEO ဖြစ်တဲ့မတဲနိုးဆန်ကလည်း Women of the Future Award နဲ့ပတ်သက်ပြီးတော့သူကိုယ်တိုင်ဖြတ်တန်းခဲ့ရတဲ့အတွေ့အကြုံတွေကိုဝေမျှပေးသွားအောင်မှာပဲဖြစ်ပါတယ်ရှင်။ဒါဆိုရင်တော့ပထမဆုံးအစီအစဉ်အဖြစ်ဒီနေ့ webinar အတွက်မိုးမြန်မာအနေနဲ့အဖွင့်အမှာစကားပြောပြပေးဖို့အတွက်မိုးမြန်မာရဲ့ Chief of Staff ဖြစ်တဲ့မခိုင်တစင်ကိုဖိတ်ခေါ်ရှင်ပါတယ်ရှင်။မင်္ဂလာပါမခိုင်တစင်ရှင်ဒီနေ့ webinar လေးအတွက်အဖွင့်အမှာစကားလေးပြောကြားပေးဖို့အတွက်အချိန်ပေးပါတယ်ရှင်။
Good afternoon ပါအားလုံးပဲမင်္ဂလာပါနော် Modus Operandi Company Limited ကမခိုင်တစင်ဖြစ်ပါတယ်ကျမတို့ Modus Operandi မူကိုကိုစားပြုပြီးတော့ Women of the Future Awards 2026ကို support လုပ်ခွင့်ရတဲ့အတွက်အရင်ဝမ်းသာပါတယ်ပေါ့နော်ဒီနေ့ webinar ကိုပါဝင်တက်ရောက်ပေးကြတယ်သူတွေအကုန်လုံးရောနောက်ပြီးတော့ Women of the Future Awards ကတာဝန်ရှိသူတွေနောက် UK Embassy ကတာဝန်ရှိသူတွေအားလုံးကိုကျေးဇူးအများကြီးတင်ရှိပါတယ်နော်မိုးအနေနဲ့ကတော့ financial products တွေဖြစ်တဲ့ credit product တွေemployee benefit product ဖြစ်တဲ့ဒီကြိုးထုတ်ပေါ့နော်နောက်ပြီးတော့ MFI နဲ့ technology solution တွေပေးုံနဲ့မဟုတ်ဘူးဒီ financial access တွေကလူတွေရဲ့ဘဝမှာဘယ်လောက်ထိခွင့်လန်းတွေကိုပုံမှန်ဖန်တီးပေးနိုင်လဲဆိုတာကိုကျမတို့ကယုံကြည်တယ်ဒါကြောင့်မို့လို့လည်းကျမတို့ financial solution တွေနဲ့ individual တွေမဟုတ်ဘဲနဲ့ business တွေကို employee တွေကိုနောက်ပြီးတော့ financial access လိုအပ်နေတဲ့ community တွေအကုန်လုံးကိုပုံမှန်ကောင်းမွန်တဲ့ခွင့်လန်းတွေရရှိဖို့အတွက်ကျမတို့ပူးပေါင်းပြီးတော့မှ support လုပ်ပေးလျက်ရှိရပါတော့။အဲ့တော့ကျမတို့အတွက် empowerment ဆိုတာကလူတစ်ယောက်ကို
Sorry, moderate. Your line dropped.
Future Awards ကို
Your line dropped. I think you might have to repeat past 10 seconds.
Oh, okay. So မိုးအနေနဲ့ကတော့ financial service product တွေဖြစ်တဲ့ဒီ credit product တွေ employee benefit product တွေဖြစ်တဲ့ကြိုးထုတ် MFI technology solution တွေပေးုံနဲ့မဟုတ်ဘဲနဲ့ financial access လူတွေရဲ့ဘဝကိုပေါ့နော်ခွင့်လန်းတွေပုံမှုပြီးတော့ဖန်တီးပေးနိုင်တယ်လို့ကျမတို့ယုံကြည်ပါတယ်။ဒါကြောင့်မလို့လဲကျမတို့ရဲ့ဒီ financial solution တွေကနေ individual တွေတင်တာမကဘဲနဲ့ business တွေရော employee တွေနဲ့နောက်ပြီးတော့ financial access လိုအပ်သမျှ community တွေအတွက်ကိုပါပုံမကောင်းမွန်တဲ့ခွင့်လန်းတွေကိုရရှိဖို့အတွက် support လုပ်ပေးလျက်ရှိပါတယ်အဲ့တော့ကျမတို့အတွက် empowerment ဆိုတာပေါ့နော်လူတယောက်ကို support လုပ်ပေးုံနဲ့မဟုတ်ဘဲနဲ့သူတို့ရဲ့ potential ကိုဖော်ထုတ်ပေးနိုင်တဲ့ပိုကောင်းတဲ့ခွင့်လန်းတွေရရှိဖို့အတွက်ကူညီပေးတာကလည်း empowerment တစ်ခုလို့ယုံကြည်ပါတယ်ဒါကြောင့်မို့လို့လဲ Women of the Future Awards ကို support လုပ်ပေးရခြင်းဖြစ်တယ်ပေါ့နော်အဲ့တော့ဒီ webinar ဆိုလို့ရှိရင်ကျမတို့အတွက်ပိုပြီး special ဖြစ်စေတဲ့အကြောင်းရင်းတစ်ခုကကျမတို့ CEO ဒေါ်သဲနိုးဆန်ကိုရိုင်းကိုကဒီ Women of the Future Awards ကိုဝင်လာတယောက်ဖြစ်ခဲ့ပူပါတယ်ဒီအတွက်ကြောင့်မလို့လဲဒီ platform ကနေပြီးတော့ recognition ရတဲ့အခါမှာဘလို့ခွင့်လန်းနေဘလို့ network အသစ်တွေဘလို့ inspiration တွေဘလို့ experience ရရှိခဲ့လဲဆိုတာကိုကျမတို့ကအများကြီးတွေ့ကြုံခဲ့ပြီးဖြစ်တယ်ပေါ့နော်အဲ့တော့မိုးအနေနဲ့ဒီ awards ကို support လုပ်ပေးရတဲ့အကြောင်းရင်းတစ်ခုကဒီအကြောင်းရင်းတစ်ခုလည်း main အနေနဲ့ပါဝင်တယ်နောက်ပြီးတော့မြန်မာပြည်ကအမျိုးသမီးတွေအနေနဲ့ပုံမပြီးတော့ဒီ award နဲ့ပတ်သက်တဲ့အကြောင်းအရာတွေကိုသိစေချင်တယ်ဒီ session ပြီးသွားလို့ရှိရင်ကိုလည်း apply လုပ်ကြည့်သင့်တယ်ဆိုတဲ့ဒီလိုမျိုး encourage ဘယ်လိုပြောရမလဲ encouragement တစ်ခုပေါ့နော်ရသွားစေချင်တယ်အဲ့တော့မိုးအနေနဲ့ဒီ potential တွေ achievement တွေကိုပုံမပြီးတော့အတိအမှတ်ပြုနိုင်တဲ့ဒီ award အစီအစဉ်ကိုပါဝင်ပြီးတော့ support လုပ်ပေးရတဲ့အတွက်အများကြီးဂုဏ်ယူဝမ်းမြောက်ပါပါတယ်အားလုံးကျေးဇူးအများကြီးတင်ပါတယ်နော်
အဖွင့်အမှာစကားပြောကြားပေးပါတော့မခိုင်တဲ့စင်ကိုကျေးဇူးအများကြီးတင်ပါတယ်ရှင်ဆက်လက်ပြီးတော့မှ British Embassy ရဲ့ Social Development Advisor တူဖြစ်တဲ့ Dr. Catherine Dury ကိုအဖွင့်အမှာစကားပြောကြားပေးဖို့အတွက်ဖိတ်ခေါ်ရှင်ပါတယ်ရှင် Dr. Catherine Dury, it's wonderful to have you with us today. We would be delighted to hear your opening remark. May I invite you to begin?
Hello, sorry, Kat, you're muted.
Hi, Minglaba. Good afternoon, everyone. Yep, thank you very much for the introduction and for the opportunity to be here today with everyone. I am afraid that my Myanmar language skills are not up to knowing what everyone has been saying so far. So my apologies for that. Yeah, with apologies if I repeat anything that's been said so far. I don't know whether anyone needs to translate this into Myanmar language, or if others on the call are okay with English.
I think you should be all right.
Brilliant. Okay. Your language skills are all clearly much better than mine, so I'm grateful for that. Yeah. So hi again, everyone. So my name is Catherine Jurich. I'm the Social Development Advisor in the UK Embassy in Yangon. And yeah, so I'd like to start by welcoming everyone here today. It's really great to see so many of you online. So as may or may not have been said so far, because I couldn't understand, the Women of the Future Awards are a kind of independent initiative. So it's not part of the UK government, but the awards started in the UK 20 years ago and then expanded to Southeast Asia in 2018. And one of the vice chairs of the awards is a former UK diplomat. So while it's not anything sort of officially to do with the UK government, we've maintained an interest in it, and especially in the Southeast Asian region. So we're really pleased as the UK Embassy in Myanmar to be able to raise awareness of these Women of the Future Awards, specifically in Myanmar. I mean, obviously you all know the context in which you live and work. But so I think it's really important to empower and recognise women, but anywhere, but even more so in a country like Myanmar, where often the regional and global narrative around the country can often focus on narrowly on conflict and politics. And especially in international media, sort of women as victims of circumstance and so on. And we all know that Myanmar women are so much more than that. And so we're really, really keen to support all of the brilliant work that so many women are doing across multiple different fields in Myanmar. Which is why we're really pleased to be able to co-host this session today, along with MO Myanmar. So I'd also like to take this opportunity to acknowledge the support of Mo as a really brilliant advocate for Women of the Future Awards in Myanmar. They've been really key to setting up this session, to designing it, and really, really pushing it forward. As the UK Embassy, we really value their collaboration on this. It's been really valuable, and I look forward to this partnership going forward. So as I suspect has already been said, this session is about helping give you the information that you need in order to apply for these awards. And if you're thinking about going for a nomination or nominating someone else, I would just say, please do. Irrespective of anything else, they're a brilliant way to network, as I'm sure others who've had previous personal experience of the awards on the call will comment on. As the UK Embassy, we're hoping to host something like a networking lunch or some kind of event for all of those who are nominated. So not just winners, but just anyone who's looking to participate in these awards over the coming months, which will again provide. I'm sure you're all capable of providing your own networking opportunities and meeting with each other. So I'm not suggesting that you necessarily need our help, but I think it's always nice to create more spaces for women to come together on this kind of thing. And so that's something we're hoping to support on over the coming months as well. Yeah, so I won't take up any more of your time. I will pass back to those who have the important information for you. But yeah, just to say thank you for your time attending this session today, because I'm sure you're all very busy people with lots of other things to do. And yeah, I hope you enjoy it, and please do apply. Thanks.
Okay, thank you so much, Dr. Catherine Drake, for your wonderful opening remark. Yes, အခုဆက်လက်ပြီးတော့မှWomen of the Future Award Program ရဲ့ Director တဦးဖြစ်တဲ့ Mr. Imran Lalani ကိုအခွင့်အမှာစကားပြောကြားပေးပါရန်ဖိတ်ခေါ်ရှင်ပါတယ်ရှင် Mr. Imran Lalani, we are delighted to have you with us today. It's our pleasure to invite you to deliver the opening remark for today's webinar. May I now invite you to begin?
Thank you very much. What a pleasure to be with you all today. Thank you so much for inviting me, and thank you, as Kath said, to both Audrey and Thino for organizing this. What a fantastic turnout. I can see there's 29 people on the call, which is incredible. So thank you so much for all your efforts and making this such a collaborative experience for us all. I'm Imran. I'm the director at Women in the Future. As Kath mentioned, we started 20 years ago in the UK to inspire, connect, and recognize women across the world. 10 years ago, we then moved to Southeast Asia, and we now have 500 alumni across the region who are connecting with each other and really enabling each other's aspirations to be what they. We always say that you get where you are through the people you know. The community that you create is so important, and in the future, that is key to what we do. Community, how we get community which inspire others to believe they can. We believe that if you have role models, you believe you can do it too. So there are three main things which make us differentiate us from other awards and women's programs. Firstly, it's cross-sectoral. So we have 11 categories of awards from sport to media to entrepreneur. And what that does, it really enables you to meet people from different sectors, different perspectives, different viewpoints. I remember last year at the awards, there was a taekwondo expert talking to a heart surgeon, talking to a lawyer. Where else would you get that kind of collaboration where you meet people from different industries? For us, that's the key to what we do. How we bring people from different sectors. But often when you're in a law or business, you speak to people in those industries, but you very rarely get to people outside those industries. So for us, that's so important, bringing people from different industries together. Secondly, it's a community we create. So we're still in touch with people from 20 years ago, from the first awards in the UK, which is amazing. And from 10 years ago, people still come to the awards in Singapore who were showcased 10 years ago in Southeast Asia. So keeping in touch with everyone through the years is so important. It's not just about giving an award and saying, okay, there you go. For us, it's about how do we maintain those connections and enable people to connect through their journey so it's a long-term connection rather than just a short-term connection. And thirdly, it's the supporters we have. As Kath's on the call, we're so grateful to have the support of all the ambassadors across the region. Nick Mehta, who's the High Commissioner in Singapore, is the chair of our panel this year. As Kath mentioned, Vicky Trudell, who was the High Commissioner in Australia, Samoa, New Zealand, is the vice chair of the awards. So we are so grateful to have that support over the years. We also are very lucky that our global ambassador is Her Royal Highness the Duchess of Edinburgh, who is the King's sister-in-law, which is incredible. We also have corporates from across the world who support us, and people like Jimmy Chu, who I'm sure you all know. He's a supporter as well. So he's been to the awards as well in Singapore. So it really is the supporters which enable us to do what we do. And like I said, we can't do what we do by ourselves. It's the people who are around us, our supporters, our community, who enable us to believe that we do what we do. So that's the three main differentiators for us are those three things. So it's firstly cross-sectoral, community, and supporters. And we'd love for you to kind of join our community this year. We'd love for you to nominate someone or nominate yourself for the award because we'd love to see you in Singapore and then be able to kind of work with you through your career to enable your dreams and your aspirations. So thank you so much for letting me be here with you. It's such a pleasure to be as the only man I think in this webinar. It's so fantastic to be. I always say I have the best job in the world because wherever I am, I'm just surrounded by inspirational women, and so I can't think of a better job for me than being where I am. So thank you so much for giving me the time to be here, and I look forward to hopefully maybe seeing some of you in Singapore in November.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Imran Alani, for your opening remark. ထပ်
Thank
မံ
you.
ပြီးတော့မှ Women of the Future Award Program ရဲ့ Event Manager တဦးဖြစ်တဲ့ Miss Georgia Holloway ကိုလည်းအခွင့်အမှာစကားပြောကြားပေးပါရန်အတွက်ဖိတ်ခေါ်ရှင်ပါတယ်ရှင် Miss Georgia Holloway, thank you for joining with us today. May I now invite you to begin your opening remark?
Yeah, so hi guys, I'm Georgia Holloway. I've been event manager at Women of the Future for 4 years, so working closely alongside Imran on our Southeast Asia events for the past 3 years. It's really great to be on this call, so thank you for inviting us and giving us the opportunity to share more about the awards. I've worked really closely on the UK and Southeast Asia awards and on the nominations, and it's really great to meet all of you. I've been to Singapore now twice, it'll be my third time this year, which is really exciting. I love coming every time because all the events we do as a community is always really uplifting and inspiring. So currently we actually have 4 nominations from Myanmar, so it's really great to see a lot of people getting involved. I think later on I'm going to take you through a bit more of the application process, on the guidance and the eligibility criteria, timeline, and any questions you may have about application and any common mistakes that we do receive from nominations. I'll be there to help you and give you some advice on how you can do the best nomination for yourself or for someone else so you can nominate other people. But don't be afraid, nominate yourself as well. We want to hear all your stories and we really want to get some representation from Myanmar.
Okay, thank you so much, Ms. Jojo Holloway, for your opening remarks. အခုဆိုရင်တော့ဒီနေ့ webinar လေးရဲ့အဓိကအစီအစဉ်တွေကတစ်ခုဖြစ်တဲ့ Women of the Future Award ရရှိခဲ့ဘူးသူတဦးဖြစ်တဲ့ MO ရဲ့ CEO မသိန်းနိုးဆန်ကနေပြီးတော့မှတဆင့် Women of the Future Award ကနေပြီးတော့မှသူကိုယ်တိုင်ကြုံတွေ့ခဲ့ရတဲ့အတွေ့အကြုံတွေနဲ့ဆူရရှိပြီးနောက်ပိုင်းမှာဖြစ်ပေါ်လာတဲ့ impact တွေကိုမျှဝေပေးသွားမှာပဲဖြစ်ပါတယ်ရှင်။မင်္ဂလာပါမသိန်းနိုးဆန်ရှင်။ Women of the Future Award နဲ့ပတ်သက်ပြီးတော့ဆူရရှိခဲ့ဘူးသူတယောက်အနေနဲ့အမကိုယ်တိုင်ကြုံတွေ့ခဲ့ရတဲ့အတွေ့အကြုံလေးတွေကို sharing လုပ်ပေးဖို့အတွက်အချိန်ပေးပါတယ်ရှင်။
Thank you so much, Ima. Minglaba, everyone. Firstly, I just want to say thank you so much for Women of the Future and the UK Embassy in really trusting Mo to initiate this and really encourage Burmese women. Secondly, I really want to say that most resilient people that I know across I've met are Burmese people, especially because, as Kat said, the things that we have to go through on a day-to-day basis, even with the electricity, the internet, all of these are little hurdles that some might not recognize, but these are things that we do have to go through. I just want to take some time really to share some of my personal experiences on how I came about Women of the Future, as well as sharing with you guys on my personal experience after winning the award itself. Like Amaran said, that it's really a community of sisterhood from my personal experience. So I think I want to take back a little bit to when I first started my company, and that was in 2020, one of probably very tough time for the world globally through the pandemic. And we were building a startup with a vision to really break down barriers and essentially trying to provide financial access to people who don't have access to bank accounts. And I was trying to do that in a very tough condition, a condition where startups are not, able to thrive. But one of the key aspects that I learned was through my network, I got to meet a lady, a very, very lovely lady, and she was one of the women who's actually done a technology startup, first bus ticketing company in Myanmar. And she's done this like really long time ago, probably like 2016, 2015. So I was able to meet her, and she was basically providing me with guidance and mentorships through how I should be navigating for startups in Myanmar. And I actually launched my business itself in 2021. And that's when she encouraged me to actually look into Women of the Future, because she was actually one of the recipients of the awards previously. I didn't really know what Woman of the Future was back then, and I was not aware of what type of awards I should even be applying for. And she shared me about a little bit about it, but I searched more information, but I felt that I was not ready, right? Because when you're doing something new, when you're doing something in the midst of it, you can't really tell how far you've gone or how much work you are actually impacting on your company itself or on the community that you are working with. So by 2022, she actually encouraged me again, and she says, don't worry about it, do give it a try. So she nominated me, and I also nominated myself, and I went through the process blindly. I just did whatever I thought was good, so I just went ahead and applied it, and she nominated for me. By that time, Mo was only 1 year old. So by 2022, we were only 1 year old, and I still applied under the entrepreneur category. To my surprise, I actually got shortlisted amongst like amazing entrepreneur women across like Southeast Asia. So from Vietnam, Cambodia, Laos, I believe, and even somebody else from Myanmar as well. So I was so shocked that I am in a room, same with these type of amazing women who's done so much for what they can do. And one of the things that I found was when I went to the awards itself, as Amaran shared as well in Singapore, it was amazing to see how many women are actually achieving in so many different sectors. So I'm not only talking about entrepreneurship here. So if you know somebody who is really good at arts, if you know somebody who is really good at sports, like in playing national sports team, all of these categories actually apply. And I got to meet people who are playing, for national teams of Laos. Like she's a great volleyball player, for example. And as Amaran has shared, meeting women that are in different sector, I thought that was very, very insightful because most of the time when you're in fintech or because my past is I'm a lawyer as well, so you only meet people in your own bubble. And one of the most amazing thing about Women of the Future is that you get to meet people outside of your bubbles and actually expand your network. And it's something that I find so much pleasure in meeting people, getting their different perspective. And what's more amazing is that it's not only in Southeast Asia. So when I was in London, I got to meet Pinky, right? The founder of the Women of the Future. And she invited me to one of her events at home. And then we got to meet people not only from Southeast Asia, but from everywhere, Europe, South Africa, you name it. So the awards really give you this platform, and it's a platform of sisterhood, like I said. I still keep in touch with many of the friends that I've made, and they've really become lifelong friends. And we've just keep in touch. And especially for people who are in the same field, such as like my entrepreneurial friends, we will always sit down and chat about, oh, what issues that we're going through. It could just be like a cash flow issue, it could be like HR issues. These are things that you can just talk to and become friends with because this is the best form of learning, in my opinion, because you learn through experiences, you learn through shared conversations, and that's something that Women of the Future have really provided that platform for. Um, as my mentor did for me in 2022, I really want to encourage everyone here as well. It's not about whether you're ready or not. It's really about giving it a try because why not, right? Let's see how far you go. So this session specifically, I really wanted to host it together with the UK Embassy and Women of the Future because this is a tool that's really going to supplement your application process because I know that application can be really daunting. You don't know what you're writing, what are you supposed to do, what stories are you supposed to tell. So hopefully this is a session that you find very insightful for yourself in this journey. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me, anyone from our team as well. We'll be happy to help you with this. But the key thing that I really wanted out of this session for everyone is to really encourage you and really showcase what you've been doing, what you have gone through, and the growth that you've come. And it's really a platform for recognition rather than awards or like an achievement, but it's rather to be part of this community. And it's really great. I truly recommend it. And hence, I am personally initiating this as well. Yeah, I will leave it at that. I will not take up more time on that. Thank you so much, everyone.
အခုလိုမျိုး sharing လုပ်ပေးထားတဲ့အတွက်ကျေးဇူးအများကြီးတင်ပါတယ်ရှင်အခုဆိုရင်တော့ဒီနေ့ webinar ရဲ့အရေးကြီးဆုံးအပိုင်းတစ်ခုဖြစ်တဲ့ application workshop session ကိုရောက်ရှိလာပြီပဲဖြစ်ပါတယ်ရှင်ဒီအပိုင်းမှာကတော့ Women of the Future Award ကိုလျှောက်ထားဖို့အတွက်ဘာတွေလိုအပ်တာလဲဘယ်လိုလျှောက်ထားရမလဲစုတွေကိုလျှောက်ထားတဲ့အခါမှာလက်တွေ့အသုံးဝင်စေမဲ့ tips တွေကိုမျှဝေပေးသွားဖို့အတွက် Women of the Future Award Program မှာ Miss Georgia Holloway ကိုထပ်မံဖိတ်ခေါ်ချင်ပါတယ်ရှင် Ms. Georgia Holloway, may I kindly invite you to lead us through the application workshop for the Women of the Future Award?
Yes, of course. Thank you. So it was lovely to hear your story about how you got involved with Women of the Future, and I hope to meet you in person, hopefully soon, hopefully in Singapore in November. So thank you, everyone. I will take you through who can apply, the categories, what we're looking for, and what the judges are looking for, just the application process, and some key dates of the award process, and any tips that we've put together and any common mistakes that we have received from nominations in the past and how you can do the best nomination you can. And as we said, it's not just about winning. So if you are shortlisted, you will be invited to Singapore as a chance to meet everyone in the community. So alumni, judges, sponsors, us. So you'll meet myself and Imran in person, which would be really lovely. So just on eligibility, so the awards criteria is open to women aged 35 or under. So that's 35 as of the 31st of December 2026. the applicant must be a citizen or permanent resident of one of the eligible countries. And there is an exception for one of our categories. So we have a Mentor of the Year category. This one is open to men and women of any age. The reason we have this category is to allow you to nominate a mentor that supports women and to sing about them and to give them the recognition that they deserve. For this category, however, you can't self-nominate, so you would need to nominate someone else, and they would also have to upload some supporting documents to support the nomination. So when you're choosing your category, as mentioned, there's 11 categories open for entry. So arts and culture, business, entrepreneur, sport, professions. We have all the categories on our website, but if you're unsure about which category to enter, the main thing I would say to ask yourself is, what is the main area in which I've made impact, and where can I provide the strongest evidence of my achievements? So if you take a look on the website through all 11 categories, you can see each one and the descriptions of each one as well, and have a think where you feel you are best suited or the person you are nominated is best suited. There is an option when you are nominating to choose a primary category and an alternative category. So you can choose two if you feel stuck between two categories. And then when we review the nominations and the judges, we reserve the right to move you to a category that we feel you are best suited in and that we feel your nomination will shine through the best. We can share the links to the website and some documents as well with the category breakdown in there. For the application, it is a nomination form, so you will be asked 3 questions about yourself or about the person you're nominating. There is just a few things that we require as part of your nomination. So we would need a CV. So just a traditional CV is fine, just to outline your education, your achievements and work experience and any skills that you have, and a professional headshot as well. So the headshot will be used if you are to be shortlisted. This will just be used in all our marketing materials on social media, in the printed booklet and on the stage. So we just need that high level, high resolution headshot as part of your nomination. We do advise that you upload any supporting evidence, supporting materials where you can. This can include testimonials from clients, colleagues, mentees, mentors, friends. So anything that someone else can support what you're writing about yourself, or again, vice versa. If you're writing about someone else, find some other people to also write a statement of recommendation for that person. Also supporting materials, so any press coverage, marketing materials, articles, or any evidence where you can demonstrate your achievements and impacts, you can put into a 10-page document and upload with the nomination. This will all be all together in your nomination and all be reviewed by the shortlisting panel and the judges if you are to be shortlisted. So for the Mentor Award, as I mentioned previously, this form is slightly different. The questions are slightly different, just to talk a bit more about their impact as a mentor. And it is also required to upload letters of recommendation to support that nomination. And again, as I mentioned, you cannot self-nominate for this. In terms of writing your nomination, it's important to look at what the judges are looking for. So there's 4 main criteria that the judges are looking for. So they're looking at significant and groundbreaking achievements to date, high potential for future growth, unique contributions to your field, to their field, and clear ability and willingness to serve as a role model to others. So as we mentioned, becoming part of our community and supporting one another is really important. So if you are to be shortlisted, to be a role model for the next generation is quite important, and to help be an advocate for the awards. And mainly, we just want to hear about you. We want to hear your story. We've had so many amazing stories throughout the years that are really inspiring. So we want to hear from you. So don't just tell us. We want to know the person behind the CV. We don't just want to know the achievements. We'd also want to know if there's any challenges you've overcome, what are your plans to do next, what's your future goals, your ambitions. And impact doesn't necessarily mean you have to change the entire industry that you were in, but any significant impact you've had within your community, your organization, or in your circle, in your network is great. So please do let us know in your nomination form. Some common mistakes that I think I've spotted and we've spoken about that when we receive nominations is in your answers is try not to be too generic. We would like you to expand and be very specific, explain what that person has done and what that person has done. So a strong answer should show what did that person create, how did they play a part, who did that support, what changed the result, and what was the impact. And as I mentioned, you can upload any evidence as supporting documents. Tell us what changed as a result of what you did. And I think taking the time to read the questions and really elaborate on your answers is really key. Because as we mentioned, the shortlisting panel will just see your nomination form. They won't have a chance to chat to you until the judging. So it's really important to elaborate and be as clear as you can in your answers. And a few more tips as well. So the answers should be between 150 to 300 words. Ideally, if you could not bullet point and really elaborate your answers, that would be amazing, and focus on answering the questions and telling us your story. Again, back up your nomination with any relevant supporting materials where you can, and don't just focus on what that person has achieved or what you've achieved. Tell us about your future plans, what you would like to achieve next, and how can this award and being a part of this community support your journey going forward? Because that's what we're here to do. The community that we build and the awards are really about championing women for the future. And most importantly, make it your own. So when you are writing the nomination, we really want you to shine through or use your own words and the impact as well. So if you are wanting to use AI, that is absolutely fine to help. But if you could just keep it minimal and try and make sure that your voice shines through mainly, so it doesn't sound too much like AI. And in terms of the timeline of the awards, so we are about just under 3 weeks, 2 weeks till nominations close. So it's on the 8th of September. Then after that, the shortlisting will commence and we will announce the shortlist around the end of September. At this point, we will tell everyone that they've been shortlisted and we will post the announcement publicly. And that's when you can share publicly if you've been shortlisted. After that, the judging week where you'll get to meet the judges of your category, that will be in October. So that's the week of the 12th of October. You'll be assigned a interview time to meet with your judges within that week. And that is a really great opportunity to meet the judges and talk about your nomination. So you can expand more. It's not just about what's written on the paper, but you can really talk about your story and your application with the judges. Then the winners will be announced on the night of the awards in Singapore. So all shortlisted candidates will be receiving a complimentary ticket to attend the awards. You can book tickets for family and friends also via our website, and also alumni can also attend at a discounted rate. That will be on the 26th of November. We do have 2 other events as well. So we have a morning network event on the 25th of November where you'll get to meet each other at Rio Tinto. And we also have an event at the British High Commissioner to Singapore's residence. So Nick Mehta will be hosting a reception for us, and that will invite, again, judges, our shortlist, also listees from our other initiative, our Kindness and Leadership initiative from across Asia Pacific. So we do have people flying from Australia, New Zealand, India, Pakistan. So it's a really great opportunity to meet people from across Asia, Asia Pacific. And just wanted to say finally, I hope you guys will share this initiative with people in your network, and you will either nominate yourself or nominate someone you feel deserving. So please don't be afraid to put yourself forward or nominate someone. So if you feel that you or someone you know meet the criteria or have a really inspiring story to tell, then we really do encourage you to apply. The deadline, as I mentioned, is the 8th of September. And we welcome any questions from the audience. I'm happy to answer any questions. And we do also have a section on our website there with a FAQ section if you have any questions. But I just want to leave you saying good luck with your nominations, and we hope to meet you in Singapore.
Okay. Thank you very much, Ms. Jojo Holloway, for the insightful session and for sharing your valuable guidance with us today. And then အခုနောက်ထပ်အစီအစဉ်တစ်ခုအနေနဲ့ကတော့ Women of the Future Award နဲ့ပတ်သက်ပြီးတော့ပုံမသိရှိသွားအောင်ပြီးခဲ့တဲ့နှစ်က Women of the Future Award ရဲ့ highlight video လေးကိုအားလုံးနဲ့အတူတူကြည့်ရှုသွားမှာဖြစ်ပါတယ်ရှင်။ဒါဆိုရင်တော့ video လေးကိုတူတူကြည့်ရှုလိုက်ရအောင်ရှင်။ခဏလေးစောင့်ပေးပါအောင်ရှင်။
We can't hear the voice. The sound is not coming through. No sound.
Hello ညီမလေးနာမည်အာဗီဒီယိုမှာစောင်းမပါဘူးဖြစ်နေတယ်ဗီဒီယို share တာလေးခဏလုပ်လို့
in the industry, especially in logistics. So, now I'm surrounded by all these amazing women from all different kinds of industry, and there's actually a much bigger network out there that I haven't even met yet tonight. Winning this award is not just about the recognition. To me, it's the representation because, as you know, not so many women in the leadership field, especially in the AI and IT industry. So winning this award means so much to me that I can inspire more young women like me to take the challenge and become better and achieve their dream in the tech industry. So the crazy thing about the word resilience and how it means to me is that resilience means perseverance, right? It's really just about going with the flow, but at the same time, constantly doing it with your entire best that you can, not giving up and trying to make a difference. Everyone is making strides, not just on their own experience and own journey, but on other people's journey and experiences as well. And I hope that with this Women of the Future Award, I not only inspire other women, just like how I've been inspired today, but also to give back to the education field.
Each of you contribute a creativity and vitality that enrich our lives and remind us of what is possible when talent meets determination. I'm profoundly proud of each and every one of you, and I carry immense hope for the future because of what you represent.
the atmosphere today, it's really mesmerizing and a very exciting moment for me and for all the women entrepreneurs out there, because we are surrounded by all those amazing and incredible women from all over the region, and we also get inspired by their stories and how they have been through the challenges with grace and all the resilience.
Being recognized for this award not only amplifies their voices, but our voices too, as people who work in the media. The awards really recognize how women inspire women to lead, to create, and to begin whatever they're thinking about, their ideas. It's a huge, huge thing for us, and it inspires generation. It paves the way for young women to do the work that they do.
To win this award, I will go back home and sharing with my people, my Cambodian women in the young generation, to inspire them that keep chasing their dream, believe in themselves, and be the best version of themselves. And other than that, I'm gonna keep inspiring and motivate not just Cambodian people, but all the women around. So that's my goal.
Hello ကဲဒါဆိုရင်တော့အခုအားလုံးစောင့်မျှော်နေကြတဲ့question and answer session ကိုရောက်ရှိလာရွယ်ဖြစ်ပါတယ်ရှင်မေးမြန်းလာတဲ့မေးခွန်းလေးပေါ်ကိုမူတည်ပြီးတော့မှသက်ဆိုင်ရာတာဝန်ရှိသူတွေအနေနဲ့ဝင်ရောက်ဖြေကြားပေးဖို့အတွက်ကိုလည်းမေတ္တာရက်ခံရှင်ပါတယ်ရှင်ဒီနေ့မျှဝေပေးခဲ့တဲ့အကြောင်းအရာတွေနဲ့ပတ်သက်ပြီးတော့မှမရှင်းတာရှိရင်ပဲဖြစ်ဖြစ်အခြားသိရှင်တာတွေရှိရင်ပဲဖြစ်ဖြစ်အခုကစပြီးတော့မေးမြန်းနိုင်ပါပြီရှင်မေးခွန်းလေးတွေကို meeting chat box မှာလည်းရေးပြီးတော့မှမေးလို့ရပါတယ်ရှင်ဟုတ်မေးလို့ရပါတယ်ရှင်ဟုတ်
အဲ့ဒါကျမတစ်ခုလောက်မေးကြည့်ချင်လို့ပါနော်နေမကောင်းလို့ mask လေးဝတ်ထားတာ First of all, thank you so much to the Women of the Future team, MO team, and the British Embassy for introducing this event to all the Burmese women. Especially thank you to Mate Nusan for introducing me to this event. I'm definitely interested, and I just had a quick question about the nomination versus recommendations process. So I'm definitely thinking of applying. So for my company, Max Speed Electric Vehicles, and should I put it in as recommendations for people who want to recommend me, or should I ask them to fill out a nomination for me instead?
So thank you for your question. So the letters of recommendations, are recommendations for you, so they all have a written statement. Within the form, there is an option if you want to either upload the recommendations as a PDF. So if you've gathered the documentation beforehand, you can upload it when you submit your nomination. But there is also a checkbox on there that you can click and put their email addresses. So then they will be sent a separate form to write the written statement, and that will be linked to your nomination. So it's up to you how you wish to go ahead with that. But recommendations are a good kind of supporting evidence for your nomination.
And one more question about the mentor nomination. Is there a maximum age for the mentors?
So the mentor of the year, it's for any age, and it's also open to men and women. So there's no kind of fixed criteria on that, but the nomination form is different. So make sure you have a look at that nomination form, because the questions do differ from the original nomination form.
I see. Thank you so much.
No worries. Thank you.
ဟုတ်ကဲ့ရှင်တခြားမေးခွန်းမေးရှင်တဲ့သူတွေထပ်ရှိအောင်မလားရှင်ခဏလောက်စောင့်လိုက်ပါမယ်နော်
Hello ကြားလားမသိဘူးဟုတ်ကဲ့ကြားလားမသိဟုတ်ကဲ့မဟိုကညီမကင်မရာလေးကနေ error လေးတက်နေလို့ဖွင့်မရဖြစ်နေလို့ပေါ့နော်ဟိုကညီမမေးချင်တဲ့မေးခွန်းလေးတစ်ခုတော့ရှိရပေါ့နော်အဲ့ဒီဟာကsorry ပါညီမဟိုကမကြော်ချယ်ရှင်းပြတဲ့အချိန်မှာကြတော့လေဒီ line လေးခဏအောက်သွားတော့မကြားလိုက်တာလည်းဖြစ်မှာပေါ့နော်ညီမသိချင်တဲ့မိကုန်းလေးကကြတော့ဒီညီမတို့အနေနဲ့ဒီအမျိုးသမီးတွေအနေနဲ့ဆိုလို့ရှိရင် industry တစ်ခုနဲ့တစ်ခုမတူဘူး career လေးတစ်ခုနဲ့တစ်ခုမတူဘူးပေါ့နော်အဲ့မှာဟိုကိုယ့်ရဲ့ career stage မှာရှိနေတဲ့သူနဲ့သူ့ရဲ့ career stage မှာရှိနေတဲ့သူနဲ့မတူဘူးပေါ့နော်အဲ့လိုအချိန်မှာဆိုလို့ရှိရင်ရောဒီ judge တွေကဒီသူတို့ judge လုပ်တဲ့ process မှာဒါဘယ်လိုမျိုးထည့်သွင်းစဉ်းစားလဲဆိုတာသိချင်တာပါအမ
Okay. So she want to ask is that there are a lot of fields, especially in the business, like as we, especially I'm from the business, I'm from the IT, and others can be the business field. And then she want to know is that how do you consider to apply this award as from another field? Yes.
Sorry, what was the question? It was from business field. So is that the category, the business category of how that applies?
Yes, her question is that we can be from different categories of field as like us IT or business or like us and to apply this application form which kind of fat and which kind of from which kind of fields are considered. Yes, mainly.
For business.
Yes.
So business is open to businesswomen, employees of both public and privately owned organizations. So that could be anyone from IT, from HR, from sorry. My mind's drawn a blank, but it's open to people who work within any industry and for business. So from large organizations or even smaller organizations, privately owned. But there is the technology and digital category. So if someone is working in quite closely, for example, you mentioned IT, if they're working quite closely with tech and digital, then that one might apply more. However, the tech and digital category is science, tech, and digital. So it is a kind of combined category of a few different fields within there. Imran, have you got any recommendations?
Yeah, if you have any question or category, just get in touch with us directly and we can kind of help you in terms of letting you know where to which category to nominate for. Also, as Georgia mentioned, there's an alternate category, so you do a primary category and an alternate category as well. So feel free to put both categories, and then when we look at the nomination, we'll make a determination as to which category is probably best suited for you. So I wouldn't worry too much about it. Just do one which you think is best for you, and we'll make a decision when we look at nominations. When we look through it, we'll kind of make a determination what we feel when we read nomination, which one's the best category for you. So I wouldn't get too stuck on which category. Just do maybe one primary and one alternate if you're not sure, and then we'll make a determination which category it is.
But if I may jump in as well, I think her question was also asking about how the judges will consider people in different stages of their career, because every career in different sectors is obviously doesn't track as fast or as slow. It is so different. So for her, it's really understanding about the judges' consideration for people in different sectors and their different stages of their career.
Yeah, the judge have been doing this for many, many years. So the 10 years they've been doing it for, so they can understand they will get nominations with different tracks, where they are in different levels, and they're very good at kind of working through and talking to them about their journey and where they are. So judges really look for two main things in terms of the high achievement in the past in terms of what they've done, but also how the award will impact their journey going forward. So for us, that's really important in terms of understanding if this award will say propel someone to another level. The judges always lean towards that path because we want this award to be a game changer for women. So if you haven't achieved that much, but judges think that the award will really propel you and enable your achievement to greater heights, they'll often then say, okay, let's shortlist this person. So there's many years they have a really good way of kind of looking and kind of deciding which ones should go through to the shortlist and the winners finally. So yeah, judges have a really good knack for understand that different fields do have different tracks and different ways, different journeys through those tracks. So yeah.
Ok, chế dù bà.
And sometimes if you do nominate and we feel perhaps it's a strong nomination, but perhaps you should nominate next year or the year after, we'll say that as well. So there's always opportunity to say that perhaps not this year, but if you nominate in 1 or 2 years' time, there's more opportunity if you have more evidence in your nomination for that. So we always try and find a way to, if it's not this year, then we'll say maybe next year or the year after as well. So.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Imran and Georgia, for the answers. We've got another question from the chat. So the question is, where can we see the detailed information for the requirements to proceed the application process?
Yeah, I can send the link to the nomination forms. However, I do have a document with everything that I spoke about, so I can share that with you guys. And if you want to share that with all the attendees that have been on this webinar, then it has a really clear written everything we spoke about from the criteria to the countries to the tips of the nomination forms and mistakes and stuff. So everything I spoke about, I have in a written document that I can share. But I will just share the website with you guys now, so you can have a quick look at all the criteria and categories. So that's just the link to the website where there's all the information on there. But yeah, we have a document and a PDF we can share. And that PDF also you could share widely with anyone else to encourage them to nominate or encourage them to nominate someone else. So the more we share it with everyone and the more we speak about it and spread the word, then hopefully we will get a lot more nominations. I think last year we had just for context, we had about 200 nominations from across the region, which was amazing. I think that was our record, Imran, I think. And I'm pretty confident to say that we will meet it, if not succeed it this year. As we already have, I'll just let you know how many we have in total. So we already have 42 nominations at this stage, and we always find within the next 2 weeks, getting closer to the deadline, we really see an influx, and that's where we get the most nominations. And it's definitely a task for us, but we love hearing everyone's stories. So it's great.
Also, I would say
Yes.
follow us on Instagram. On Instagram, we have lots of information there as well. Posts on, say, how to nominate, why you should nominate. So our Instagram is Women of Future. We'll put that in the chat. But if you go to our social media channels, we have a lot of information there on the nomination process, different, also the alumni talking about the experience as well. So we really try and make sure our social channels really inform and educate people with regard to the nominations as well.
I see. Yes, thank you, Imran and Georgia, for the answers. There's another one in the chat saying that thank you, everyone, for the information, and she's actually regret that it's not eligible because of the age. So yeah, it was a great opportunity to learn about this program. So yeah, it was nice. Yes, we will wait for another question, maybe. A few more minutes, please.
Hello.
好，ညီမလေးပြောပါ။မေးလို့ရပါတယ်
Yes,
ညီမ
I
လေး
would like to ask one more question, but it's not really a question, it's more like asking for a suggestion. So how can applicants demonstrate their impact effectively when their work may not have easily measurable with results or numbers? Like I'm doing work, I'm doing work, maybe a really great work, but my results were not measurable with numbers or kind of reports. And how can I demonstrate my impact effectively to win the awards?
I would say impact is through testimonials. So if you have people can kind of write about your impact, and also within the nomination, there are three different fields, questions we ask. And when there's questions, you can really say about how you've impacted, but really the testimonials are very important in terms of the impact people around you. Because for us, the impact you're having on the community and the people you work with and the communities around you is very important. So if you can really strengthen through that impact, that's very important in terms of strengthening nominations. I hope that answers the question. If
Thank you.
Okay. I love these questions, by the way. Fantastic questions, everyone.
Hello, may I ask one question, please?
Hello. Do you
Yes,
mind?
sorry. Yes, sorry. I have some blackout here in my house, so may I off my camera for a while?
Yes, no
And
worries.
yes, one question is I have been working in leadership field and delivering personal development skill to local students, especially in education sector. So after reaching out the link in website, so I don't know, I have lack of idea which category suit to me. So could you please give me idea for my next level?
It sounds like community spirit to me. If you're doing stuff in the community which is really impacting that, I would say community spirit is probably the category for you, I would say.
Okay.
If you're doing teaching in the community and field, that sounds like it's quite aligned to that category, really, I would say.
Mm-hmm. Community district. Okay. Thank you.
Okay, တခြားမေးခွန်းမေးရှင်တဲ့သူတွေရှိအောင်မလားရှင် Okay ဒါဆိုလို့ရှိရင်မိကုံမေးရှင်တဲ့သူတွေနောက်ထပ်မရှိတော့ဘူးဆိုရင်တော့ဒီနေ့ webinar လေးကိုအဆုံးမသတ်ခင်မှာဒီနေ့ webinar ကိုအချိန်ပေးပြီးတော့တက်ရောက်လာပေးကြတဲ့သူတွေအားလုံးနဲ့အမှတ်တရ group photo လေးတစ်ပုံရိုက်ရှင်ပါတယ်ရှင်ဒါကြောင့်ကင်မရာဖွင့်လို့ရတဲ့သူတွေအနေနဲ့ကင်မရာလေးတွေကိုခဏလောက်ဖွင့်ပေးကြဖို့မေတ္တာရက်ခံပါတယ်ရှင် Before we officially close today's webinar, we would like to take a photo with everyone who has taken the time to join us today as the special memory of this webinar. So may I kindly ask everyone who is able to turn on your camera to do so for a moment. Thank you. Yeah. ဟုတ်အဲ့ဆိုအားလုံး ready ဖြစ်ပြီဆိုလို့ရှိရင်အမှတ်တရ screenshot ရေးလိုက်ပါမယ်နော်1 2 3 smile အားလုံး okay နော်နောက်ထပ်တစ်ပုံလောက်ထည့်ရိုက်လိုက်ပါမယ်ရှင့်3 2 1 smile okay ဟုတ်ရပါပြီရှင်အားလုံးကိုကျေးဇူးအများကြီးတင်ပါတယ်ကဲအခုဆိုလို့ရှိရင်တော့ဒီနေ့ webinar လေးရဲ့နောက်ဆုံးအစီအစဉ်ကိုဆက်လက်ပြီးပြောပြသွားပေးမှာဖြစ်ပါတယ်ရှင်ဒီ Women of the Future Award နဲ့ပတ်သက်တဲ့အချက်အလက်တွေကိုအသေးစိတ်သိရှိလိုတဲ့သူတွေအနေနဲ့ကလည်း Women of the Future ရဲ့ official website ကနေပြီးတော့လည်းတဆင့်ဝင်ရောက်လေ့လာနိုင်ပါတယ်ဒီ webinar လေးပြီးသွားရင်လည်း thank you email ကနေပြီးတော့မှတဆင့်သက်ဆိုင်ရာ resources တွေနဲ့ official website link ကိုလည်းမျှဝေပေးသွားမှာဖြစ်ပါတယ်ရှင်ဒီနေ့ webinar လေးဖြစ်မြောက်လာအောင်အဖက်ဖက်ကနေပြီးတော့မှပါဝင်ကူညီပေးခဲ့ကြတဲ့မိုးရဲ့ CEO မသဲနိုးဆန်မိုးမြန်မာမခိုင်တစင် British Embassy မှဒေါက်တာ Catherine Durick နဲ့ Women of the Future Award Program မှ Mr. Imran Lalani နဲ့ Miss Georgia Holloway တို့ကိုကျေးဇူးအထူးတင်ရှိပါတယ်ရှင်ဒါအပြင်ဒီနေ့ webinar လေးကိုအချိန်ပေးပြီးတော့မှတက်ရောက်ပေးခဲ့ကြတဲ့တဦးတယောက်ရှင်စီတိုင်းကိုလည်းကျေးဇူးအထူးတင်ရှိပါကြောင်းအားလုံးကိုစားဒီနေရာကဖော်ပြလိုပါတယ်ရှင်နောက်ဆုံးအနေနဲ့ကတော့ဒီနေ့ webinar လေးကနေပြီးတော့မှတက်စဉ်မြန်မာအမျိုးသမီးတွေရဲ့ leadership story တွေနဲ့အောင်မြင်မှုတွေကိုကဘာကသိအောင်ပုံမရှပြနိုင်ဖို့အတွက် Women of the Future Award တွေကိုရှောက်ထားကြဖို့တိုက်တွန်းရင်းနဲ့ Women of the Future Award webinar အစီအစဉ်အောင်မြင်စွာပြီးဆုံးကြောင်းကြေညာအပ်ပါတယ်ရှင်
Thank you so much, Pa.
Thanks, everyone. Thank you so much for joining. Have a great day.
Thanks.